The title of this talk is called "The Past is Your Present." And there's a little play on the words there, of course, because we use the present moment and the gift, the present. The past is both of these things to each one of us, for obvious reasons. The present moment is made up of all the past moments and experiences and beliefs that we've held in our minds all this time. Ian and I were talking on the way over here about how as you get a little older, time seems to pass faster and faster. And he said, well, it's not passing as fast for me as it is for you, I'm sure, but it's beginning to happen to me already. You know, he's in his 20s, right? You're 20? Are you 20 yet? Almost 20, 19? Okay. So he's at that age where you start feeling it. You start feeling this moment by moment existence. It starts getting the feeling, anyway, of speeding up. A very, very strange but ubiquitous phenomenon that we all experience. Why? Why does this happen? I've thought about this, and I'm sure you have too. I think one of the reasons it happens is because we start measuring, looking at, and applying all that we've ever experienced before on what's happening right now. And our lives speed up because partially because we get busier. We have more things occupying our minds and time, and we look and we say, oh wow, look how fast the time went. I remember in school, I'm sure you did too, you're sitting there with that oversized pencil in your hand and you're writing along looking at the clock above the teacher's desks, looking at it, writing a little bit, looking at it, writing a little bit more, or counting the days until Christmas, counting the days until spring finally comes, counting the days till school ends, all of that. I remember calculating, I was in the second grade, and calculating how old it would be when the year 2000 came. I would be 53 years old. It seemed like an eternity. There's absolutely no way I will ever be 53 years old, I told myself. And it's true, there's no way I'll ever be 53 again. Now, what really happens, though, is that we start experiencing life as though it's a repeat of something in our past. And so life starts appearing to speed up because we feel like we've already done this. We have a blueprint based on our past experience and our beliefs on what is happening now. Something happens in our life and we say to ourselves, oh yeah, that's just like, well, we may not say it consciously, but unconsciously we're saying, oh yeah, that's just like this. You walk into a store, you know where everything is laid out almost. You only have to do is just look at the signs, which you know they're going to be up there. Look at the signs, find the section that you want, and you go to it. Life becomes so, and no longer has what it used to have for us. That feeling that everything was brand new and we were putting a brand new imprint on our consciousness. Now we just borrow from imprints that we had in the past and we bring them into the present moment. And we say, I know how it works. I know what today's going to be like because I knew what yesterday was like. And of course, if we do this, the appearance of time seems to speed up because we're not fully conscious to every given moment. We're not in the present. We're in the past, comparing everything that's happening right now to everything that happened before. A couple of stories for you. One is a story about a couple who pull up to the edge of town and they see a man there working on a fence. They pull up in their car, they stop, they honk at him. Hey, old timer, come over here. Oops, excuse me. Come over here a minute. We want to talk to you. So he comes over there. Yes, how can I help you? Hey, listen, we just left this town back here a ways. Had to leave. Terrible people there. Didn't like them. Our neighbors were rotten neighbors. We just couldn't live there any longer. We're moving. We're moving to a new town. We're thinking about moving to this town. You've lived here a long time, right? Tell us about this town. Is it something that we would like? He says, oh no, I don't think you'd like this town at all. I just don't think you'd like this town. I think This town would not be right for you. You're going to experience the same kind of people, rotten people, nasty people, people who will cheat you, people who lie to you, people who will do you wrong, people you'll argue with. Very contentious town. They said, thanks for the advice, and they move on. He goes back to his work, and pretty soon another car pulls up. Excuse me, could we bother you just a moment, sir? Man comes over and says, how can I help you? Well, my family and I just left the nicest town you could ever imagine. It was a wonderful town. We had such a great time there. We had nothing but wonderful friends there. We loved our church. We loved the schools. We loved all the people there. Everything about it was just perfect, but we're having to move. My husband got a new job in this town that we're approaching here, and we thought, if you had lived here a while, what do you think of this town? Do you think we're going to like this town? He said, this town is going to be perfect for you. You're going to love this town. This town has the most friendly people. This town has everything that you'll want out of life. You're really going to like it. They thanked him very much, and they went on into the new town. Same town. So what's the difference? In Oklahoma, where I come from, we have a phrase, and we say this. We say, if you keep on doing what you've always been doing, you're going to keep on getting what you've always got. And that's what happened in this situation with the two cars, the two families, the two people. One group of people had an attitude that said, life is hard. Life is contentious, and you can't trust anyone. It is not a friendly universe to live in. You know, those same people who went to another town and bypassed this town, they found another town which had the same experience for them that they experienced in the town they left. The people that had the good experience stopped in the very same town, and they ended up having a wonderful, loving experience because they were going to keep on doing what they'd always done and keep getting what they'd always got. Another way of looking at it is this, and this occurred this week, and this is what sort of got me off on this idea. Something happened in my life, and I was talking to somebody, and I realized that this person had not quite yet learned the lesson that wherever you go, there you are. We all carry with us the past. We carry with us our judgments. We carry with it all our beliefs. If our beliefs are about negativity, we come into the present moment with negativity. We just look for it and draw it to ourselves. In Unity, we call that the law of mind action. It's one of the basic things about Unity. And that is, your thoughts in mind produce after their kind. It's a very simple thing. You've also heard it described as the secret. It really doesn't matter. Whatever you call it, it's the same thing. It's true. It is a truism in life. Something that we can all hang on to and build our life around. And that is, whatever you believe and hold heart, whatever feelings you have, are going to be expressed outwardly into your world. And you will draw to yourself experiences from these thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that you have. That's just the way it works. All of life works this way. So I ask you, what do you want? Do you want to live in the town where everybody's nice and peaceful and calm? Do you want the experiences in your life which bring you nothing but good luck? Do you want to live in a universe that's friendly, which is waiting to give you the kingdom? Or do you want the opposite? Do you want something in your life where life is hard, life is contentious, life is difficult, people cannot be trusted? You know, that's odd that we say that sometimes. You hear that from somebody. They'll say, you know, you just can't trust anybody anymore. I often wonder, can I trust you? You just said that. Can I trust you as well? Life is like that. It's a boomerang. whatever we think and feel comes back to us and expresses itself out in our life. Now, spiritually speaking, Jesus said this in another way. He said, to those who have, much will be given. To those who have not, even that which they have will be taken away. And he's not just necessarily talking about stuff. He's talking about consciousness. He's talking about heart. He's talking about thoughts and feelings and beliefs. If you have inside you thoughts and feelings and beliefs of richness and purity in the world, you will draw to yourself even more things. The one who has, even more will be given. But if you have a miserly attitude in your life, if you have a feeling that nothing ever goes your way, that you cannot really trust the world or you can't trust other people, then your experience will be that. So much so that even that which you have been given at birth will be taken away from you. Not by God, not by other people. They won't take it away from you. You will freely let it go. You will let go all the richness that you were born with in order to have the experience that you have wished for, that you have prayed for, that you have worried for. You'll get that experience. The choice is ours. The choice is fully ours. And that's where the present comes, the gift. The past, for each and every one of us, has been full of all sorts of mixed bag things. It's had its moments of tragedy and its moments of total elation where we cried till tears ran down our face. What do you want to hang on to and what do you want to remember? What do you want to give value to? You know, the past for each and every one of us has written a story, and we are the interpreters and tellers of that story. That's our past. So how do you want to interpret your story? How do you want to tell it to others? How do you want to? It's not necessarily always a story of tragedy. Even tragedies have their points where something changes and transforms into something good, lovely, if we look for it and make the choice to change it, to tell the story differently, to actually feel the story differently within us, to be able to say, you know, this happened in my life, and boy, at the time I thought it was just the end for me. But I waited it out, and now, this, what I have now, could never be, could not have been if this had not happened in my life. Because I would have continued on doing the same thing I'd always done and kept getting the same thing I'd always got. But it changed me, and it curved me, and it changed me over and detoured me into a life where I was able to look within, do some assessment, and move on. Move on and grow. You see, it's all good. The universe is beautiful. The universe is friendly. And it's also extremely abundant and ready to give us everything we're willing to accept. So change your story if you need to. Or if you've already changed your story, express your wonderful story to other people. They need it. They need your story. The story of your happiness and your love, your compassion, the story of your overcoming, as much as you needed to experience it. It's a present. It's a gift that you can give to the world. God bless.